The Lions absolutely dominate this game today, 40-14. Jacksonville Jaguars were held under 200 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing. It was a total dominant effort by the Detroit Lions because they were 8 for 8 on offense and scoring. Every possession they got a field goal or a touchdown. That's what you can't expect because that's a perfect game. But geez, man, that's a really really good played game. And I feel like the patience that people didn't have with Aaron Glenn earlier in the year, if you didn't have the patience and you wanted him fired, how do you feel now? Because this team is starting to take the next step. Because all these young players are starting to get more playing time. They're starting to find a rhythm, getting better with experience in the games. Kirby Joseph, again, led the team in tackles. Houston had a sack and a tackle for a loss. Like, this just goes to show you that this Detroit Lions team, yes, it was frustrating at the beginning of the season to go 1-6, but they are starting to show that they are a team that is actually finding a rhythm, and they're finding what they have to do to win games. And what you have to understand is, with the way the Detroit Lions have been playing during this stretch, they took the Buffalo Bills and they almost won that game. They were down. They lost by 3. They lost by a field goal to a team that's a very very big Super Bowl favorite. You know, the Jacksonville Jaguars come in with the same record as them. The betting spread was 1, and they made it. You could have took a 21-point spread and covered this game. This just goes to show you that that Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, Aaron Glenn, this whole organization is working in unison, and these players that are coming in, they're getting better under Glenn, under Dan Campbell, under Ben Johnson, and it's showing you exactly what you need to see. This is a team that I think we all expected at the beginning of the year, but we're starting to see it now, and this is a team that can potentially win out, and I think that they can win out. Next week's a huge game against the Vikings. It's gonna test everything we know. But we know earlier in the season they had a shot to win that game and they lost it. We'll see what they can do next Sunday. But the Detroit Lions win 40-14, and this is a huge win for their wild card hopes. The Lions absolutely dominate this game today, 40-14. Jacksonville Jaguars were held under 200 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing. It was a total dominant effort by the Detroit Lions because they were 8 for 8 on offense and scoring. Every possession they got a field goal or a touchdown. That's what you can't expect because that's a perfect game. But geez, man, that's a really really good played game. And I feel like the patience that people didn't have with Aaron Glenn earlier in the year,